If you've spent any time in the eyewear world, you've probably heard someone say, Japanese acetate is the best in the world. But is it really? What makes it so special? And is it always better than Italian acetate from Mazzucchelli? I kept seeing the debates online, collectors, enthusiasts, even opticians, all swearing by Japanese acetate as the holy grail of frame materials. But then someone said something that stuck with me. Sometimes Mazzucchelli is actually better. So I decided to find out. Let's look past the hype and see what really sets these two apart.
You're now tuned in to the Optical Gallery.
If you're new to the channel, I'm Nick, Curator of Eyewear, Lens Artist and Dispensing Optician at the Optical Gallery. Before acetate, eyewear looked completely different. Frames were made from metal, horn, bone, even real tortoiseshell. They were beautiful but inconsistent, expensive and often uncomfortable. Tortoiseshell warped in the sun, horn cracked, and celluloid, the first plastic used for glasses, was so flammable that heating it for adjustments could literally set it on fire. Then, in the 1920s, everything changed. Scientists developed cellulose acetate, made from cotton and wood pulp. It was safer, lighter, and capable of holding colour in ways no natural material could. That discovery transformed eyewear from something purely functional into something expressive. Factories in Italy led the charge, most famously Mazzucchelli 1849, and decades later Japan refined the process with engineering precision, and that's where our story begins. Both Mazzucchelli 1849 in Italy and Takiron Rowland in Japan produce the same base material, cellulose acetate, a plant-based plastic derived from cotton and wood pulp. But while the chemistry may be similar, the philosophy behind it couldn't be more different. In Italy, acetate is an art form. In Japan, it's an engineering discipline. Mazzucchelli is eyewear's oldest and most historic acetate producer. Founded in 1849 in Castiglione, Olona, Lombardy, if I'm saying that correct. It began as a small family workshop, making buttons and combs from horn and bone, and evolved, generation after generation, into a powerhouse that helped define the look of modern eyewear. Still family run after more than 170 years, Mazzucchelli transformed acetate into a creative medium. They pioneered marbling, transparencies, gradients, tortoiseshells. They practically invented the colour language of eyewear. Italian acetate is expressive and full of warmth. You can layer it, sculpt it, heat it, shape it. It's forgiving, tactile and full of character, and no two sheets ever look exactly the same. You'll find it in brands like Teo, Cubrown, like I'm wearing today, Sabine B, Cutler & Gross, and countless other independent houses that thrive on creativity and individuality. Then, on the other side, there's Takiron Rowland, born from the merger of two innovators. Takiron Co. Limited, founded in Osaka in 1935, and Rowland Technologies, founded in Connecticut, USA in 1952. Takiron brought Japan's meticulous craftsmanship and chemical mastery. Rowland contributed American polymer technology. Together, they created acetate that redefined precision. Japanese acetate is known for its density, purity, and structure. Each sheet goes through extended curing and polishing cycles, giving them that deep glass-like finish that collectors love. You'll see it in brands like Masunaga, Matsuda, Ivan, T. Henry, and Jacques Marimage, all known for their refined engineering and meticulous detail. It feels solid, dependable, and built to last. Where Mazzucchelli celebrates expression, Takiron perfects execution. Now, one thing that's rarely discussed, and maybe the most interesting: why Japanese acetate costs more. It's not because it's automatically superior, it's because of the process. Takiron cures its acetate for longer periods, allowing it to stabilize and densify naturally. That means more time, more space, and higher storage costs. So the price reflects the patience behind it. Mazzucchelli can absolutely produce acetate to the same density, but to do that they'd have to extend curing times and store vast quantities, which only makes sense for large-scale orders. At that point, many brands simply go to Japan. Mazzucchelli's global demand also means they've expanded, with facilities in place like China and India to meet production needs. but the finest, most desired sheets still come from Italy, where the artistry and control remain unmatched. The decision between Italian and Japanese acetate isn't about who's better, it's about what the brand wants to achieve. Mazzucchelli's strengths is its softer, easier to heat and sculpt, perfect for bold or layered design and a huge range of colours and textures. Takiron's strengths is its denser, stronger and more stable. It's ideal for thinner, minimal or highly engineered frames, and it holds its polish and structure for years. Now, as a dispensing optician, here's something I've noticed. Japanese acetate has historically been used for thinner, more minimalistic frames, and that makes perfect sense. When you're working with a delicate structure, you want density and strength. That extra stability is what keeps those clean, refined Japanese designs from warping or losing shape over time. But now, with today's trends towards chunky, bold acetates, especially brands like Jax Marimage, that same density can sometimes feel like an overkill. These frames are built like tanks. They take longer to heat, they're harder to adjust, and because of that rigidity, the fit really needs to be perfect when it comes straight out of the box. That's where Mazzucchelli has the advantage. It's softer, more flexible, and easier to work with for sculpted or thicker designs. You can manipulate it without risking stress cracks or warping the finish. However, I get it. When you're a brand positioning yourself as luxury and charging a higher price tag, unlike designer frames where you're paying for the blessing of a logo, you want to say that you've used the best material available. And there's no denying the storytelling power of Japanese acetate. The deep shine, the incredible polish, the lifespan of the material, and the romance of that long curing process. It gives the brand an exotic story that this single sheet of acetate took months to perfect before being crafted into your frame. So is it really overkill? Maybe not. It's purpose and positioning. Just as niche and most independent brands define their identity through colouring creativity, which is why Mazzucchelli remains their go-to, luxury brands express their craft through refinement and precision. Both have their place. If a brand wants bold colourways and creative layering, Mazzucchelli is the obvious choice. If they want crisp lines, symmetry and structural perfection, Takiron is the one. Mazzucchelli celebrates emotion, Takiron celebrates discipline. Both shape how eyewear is made today. So in the end, it's not about competition, it's about compatibility. Each material shines when it's used for the right purpose, and together they tell a story of how beauty and function coexist in modern eyewear. So are you Team Japan or Team Italy? For me it's neither, because it's both. Let me know in the comments, because I geek out over this stuff. If I want a frame engineered to last a lifetime, I'll pick Japanese acetate. If I want warmth, creativity and that handmade feel, I'll pick Italian. Neither is superior. They just serve different purposes. Two philosophies, one passion. Creating eyewear that stands the test of time and taste. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to the channel. We've got more stories coming about the materials, artistry and engineering behind great eyewear. And if you want to be the first to hear about exhibitions or limited drops, head to www.opticalgallery.co.uk and sign up for our newsletter. Until next time, protect your eyes, look good doing it, and peace!